Hey everybody. Okay, so we are getting ready to talk about our enhancement line. And one of the first things that I want to talk about is Triplex tingle. So this is our enhancement additive. So it is 3 ingredients. It is like it's a pure romance top secret thing. If you want to know, I can't tell you exactly what the 3 ingredients are or what they do because I'm not a chemist and I'm not a doctor. Maybe one day, but not today. But if you would like to do some research into what exactly is in them, all of the ingredients are on the side. And their concentrations and things are there too. So it is there. It's not like top secret, like I can't tell you, so we don't know what it's going to do to your body. It's just secret, like I don't know. It's an industry exclusive for pure romance. So what it does, what makes it different than a normal enhancement cream is normal enhancement creams, the warming, the tingling, the cooling, those can be really intense because they are made from mint or menthol. And a lot of people are really sensitive to that. So that's why if you've ever tried a product with mint or menthol in it and you just did not like it, please don't count these out because they're not mint or menthol based. So that being said, there's 4 of them, and I'm going to tell them to you in order of like the least strong to the strongest. So what they're going to do, what Triplex Tingle does with these products, is it causes, it brings blood to the surface area, and that is, we all are aware that, when we get aroused, blood rushes to our more sensitive areas, our genitals, our nipples, our lips, our ears even. That's why those areas are so sensitive when we're aroused. So what this does is it helps you get more blood to those areas quicker. So if you are just wanting to, be quick and dirty and done, it's going to help you still be able to reach a climax. It's not going to be just him that gets there at that point, because that's not really any fun, is it? If you are someone who just takes a long time to fully get aroused, these are going to help with that too. So the first product that I'm going to tell you about is called Boost. So Boost is a clitoral cream. So this is going to go on the clitoris. And what it's going to do is exactly what I said. It's just going to cause more blood flow to the clitoris. And so the thing about the clitoris is it has like 7,000 nerve endings in it, right? So these nerve endings, when you don't use them, they die. Like, scary. Like, they die. They don't come back. So we don't want to lose our nerve endings, right? So we want to make sure that with every one of our sexual encounters or sexual experiences that we are using those, that we're utilizing them so that we're not losing them. It's kind of like, PTO at the end of the year. Use it or lose it. And we don't want to lose it for sure, right? So Boost is a clitoral cream that you can add to bring more blood to the surface, to engorge the clitoris, to activate all of those nerve endings, and to make sure that they're being utilized so that they don't die off. So this is the least intense additive that we have. So this is like, you get in the mood fairly easy, but you want to be done faster tonight, you're going to want Boost. Okay? The next one that we have is called Pure. This is unscented, unflavored, but it has Triplex Tingle in it. So this is also a topical cream. So this is going to work clitorally for you. None of these are going to hurt you if they get in your vagina, but they're not made for it. They're external creams. So Pure is, it's got a little bit more of the Triplex Tingle in it. This is still for, the person who is pretty good at being aroused, just, wants to get there a little bit faster. And it's unscented, unflavored, so it's for our more sensitive ladies. Okay, this one is pretty fantastic. This one is internal or external, so you can use it on the clitoris and it'll work. It won't work quite as well as Boost, so I recommend that if you want something for your clitoris and your vagina, that you use Boost and O together. However, you can use them independently. That's up to you. The cool thing about O is it is the only one of these that is unisex. So Boost, Pure, and even our Amp, which I'm going to talk about in a second, these are only going to intensify the female genitalia, which is pretty awesome because you don't want to make things super intense for you, hoping that you can get there faster, and do the same for him and have him be done, you know, super fast. You don't want to undermine all your work by having it work on him all too well. So O, though, is the only one that's going to work on both of you. And the reason for that is because it's also an internal stimulator. So where it's going to bring more blood to the surface for the clitoris, it's going to bring more blood to the nerve endings for the vagina, as well as the G-spot. And then as you engage in intercourse, it's going to get on him, and it's going to bring more blood to the surface of the shaft of the penis, the head of the penis, where all of the nerve endings are. So this is going to intensify for both of you. It's going to work primarily for the woman, but this will be something that he'll be affected by as well. It has more triplex tingle in it than our Boost or our Pure, but still not as much as our Amp. So Amp is for the woman who is really, really wanting to have a sexual relationship, but is having problems being aroused. So this has the most triplex tingle in it. It is also a gel. Where the rest are cream, this is a gel, and this is why it works so well. Gel is more quickly absorbed by our erogenous tissue, by the clitoris, by the vagina. This is one that you're really only going to want to use on the clitoris because this is really going to stimulate the clitoris, and that's gonna arouse you so quickly that it's going to stimulate blood flow into the other areas, even only being applied to the clitoris. It's another one that is not going to be felt by him. This is just going to be felt by her. So it's a good option if you are really wanting to have a sexual relationship, but due to whatever circumstance in your life or your chemistry at the time, it's just not happening for you. There's a lot of reasons that your chemistry could change, that you could want to be aroused, but have problems being aroused. So first of all, stress can change your pH and can change the way that your body functions, the way that you naturally lubricate, and all of those are factors in arousal. So your stress, your age could be a part of it. Young women, older women, premenopausal, postmenopausal women can have problems becoming aroused. If you are postpartum, if you've recently had a baby, that can cause you to have issues becoming aroused. If you are breastfeeding, certain days of the month during your cycle, you can be less likely to be aroused. So these are popular because it's a real problem. It's something that women, like real women, struggle with. They would not be bestsellers if it wasn't a problem that we all will probably experience at one time or other. So just remember, if you have questions about which one of these you want to use, please ask. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Like I said, these two are great for newer users. These two are great for people with more established problems, but they're all fantastic for everyone, and they all have their own purpose. Now, while we're on the subject of, hormones and things like that, I want to talk about lubricants. So, lubrication is key in having a great sexual experience. This is kind of our go-to lubricant. It's called Just Like Me. This one works based on your natural lubrication. So whether you only lubricate a little bit, this is going to, it'll have exponential effect on your natural lubrication. So a little bit of this goes a long way. It's not something that's going to get super messy everywhere. A pea-sized amount is all it takes. And what's really cool about this is you can put it on hours before you're going to have intercourse. You can put this on before date night on the chance that, as you get home, you're going to want to be spontaneous and you don't want to be like, honey, let me grab a lubricant. Because you don't want to take yourself out of the mood. So you can put this on before. It'll be absorbed by the body. It'll dry up externally, and it'll just be absorbed internally. And then once you become aroused and you start to produce your own lubrication, this will increase that lubrication and will help you lubricate more. So it's going to be a more comfortable experience all around. The benefits to lubrication are that they're going to coat and seal all of your erogenous tissue. So if you use this at the entrance to your vagina to help lubricate his entrance, it's going to seal that tissue so that you're not likely to have like micro tears or anything like that. You're not likely to experience a lot of friction during intercourse, and that's really that's the big plus side, because friction is not our friend. This can lead to bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, all kinds of things that we do not want to deal with. UTIs, the things that are not so fantastic about being a woman. This can help alleviate the risk of getting those. It's not going to protect you against STDs, so if you are having multiple partners, I still recommend the use of a condom, but it is going to make the experience more pleasurable. So Just Like Me is our water-based lubricant that works based off of your body's natural lubrication. If you do not lubricate very much at all, you can use a product called Pure Pleasure or Pure Silk, and those are our other two lubricants that are very popular. And one of them is a 50-50 water silicone mix, and the other is silicone based. Now I know someone out there is going to say, what about with my toys? Can I use the silicone one with my toys? I've heard that I can't, and I'm going to ask you one question. Who said that? So they're doing a lot of research right now. All of our products are tested and designed by doctors and chemists at the Kinsey Institute. So they're all safe. They're all good for the female body. They're all pH balanced. They're not going to hurt his body either. And there is no real research to support that using a silicone lubricant with a silicone toy is bad, that it's going to ruin your toys. Over the years, yes, it can cause breakdown of the silicone in your toys, but that's over the years. It's not something that's going to do it right away. And if you like the if you like the silicone sensation because it lasts longer and isn't absorbed as easily by the body, go with a silicone lubricant, whether it's with a person or with a toy. It's okay. It's not going to ruin your toys. Then we've got one other lubricant that I really wanted to talk about, and this is whipped. This is not an everyday lubricant that you're going to want to use all the time, but this is a flavored cream lubricant. So this is kind of one of those special time deals. This one is rainbow sherbet. We have a couple other flavors as well. It's a cream lubricant, so it is going to stay on the surface a little longer, and it's going to moisturize at the end. These do have sweeteners in them, but not sugar. So what that means is there are ingredients in them that are going to sweeten the product to make it more palatable, because it is edible, but they're not sugar-based, so they're not going to affect your pH and lead to, any of those nasty things that we talked about earlier, like yeast infections, UTIs. And that's where I'm going to stop this video because it's getting a little long again. But if you have any questions, please, again, comment below or send me a private message. I'm happy to help. Alright, I'll be back with another video in just a few minutes.